Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Game Chat. I'm Chris, and with me today we have Corey.
Hello.
We have Kate.
Hi.
And we have Jake.
Hey.
And today we're going to be talking all about the Game Awards. The nominations have come out about a week and a bit ago, but we're now closer to the time, so we're going to go through the awards nominations and kind of do our predictions about what we think is going to win. And then after that, maybe do a little bit of predictions about what might be shown and what might be revealed at the Game Awards. But yeah, the winner, the one who gets the most predictions right, will get this little trophy, and the game gets to keep it till next year until someone else wins. Because I made this in Star City a few years ago, and I don't think it's sitting on my shelf, so why not? Fuck it. It's a nice little trophy.
That's the same energy as could a depressed person make this?
The answer is they could, because I did. Right, so that's what you're playing for. So we're going to go...
Can we exchange the trophy for a cash prize?
No, that is not available, unfortunately, at this time.
How about sexual favors? Can we...
We'll work something out. Right, so we're going to skip all the fucking esports categories because I know no one here gives an absolute shit.
Categories!
No one cares here about esports, so sorry about if anyone was expecting some esports news or knowledge. We ain't got that here, sorry. So the first category that we're going to go with, we're going to save Game of the Year till last because it's the big one. But first one we're going to go for is most anticipated game.
And why is it Final Fantasy VII Part 2?
Well, you're giving it spoilers here. So your options are going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8.
Did we play Infinite Wealth at EGX?
Yes, we did. That's the one that we played, yeah. The one that was good. Yeah? Oh, everyone just crashed for a second then.
Oh, yeah, I did for a second there, yeah.
I think we're all good now.
You thought it was Infinite Wealth you played, or was it the Man with No Name?
Infinite Wealth.
I played both of them.
We played both. They were both there.
But it's the one with, you had, the squad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one with the guy with the big afro hair. Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite fun. I enjoyed that one. Yeah. I preferred that one to Man with No Name.
Yeah. Jake, what the fuck was that? Right.
I know what you mean. It was Benedict Cumberbatch.
So, I mean, Corey, we'll start with you. What do you reckon?
I mean, what I think will win will be Final Fantasy because it's like a tour de force. These remakes of these games. The only game on this list that I am actually interested in playing is probably Star Wars, only because I haven't finished the first Final Fantasy remake yet. But Star Wars Outlaws, man, the trailer we got for that award ago looked really cool.
It looked really good. It did.
It looked really cool. And even though can you call it a new IP because it's still Star Wars? I guess it would technically be because it's not a sequel to any other particular game. So it's cool that it's a new IP. Mm-hmm. It's the only one there. It's a new IP, and it just looks interesting.
How about you, Jake?
Mine was Final Fantasy, but my second most hype was Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be probably the same here, to be honest. But Jay, you think Final Fantasy will win, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you the same?
Yeah, agreed. That's the one I voted for. I did enjoy what we played of the Like a Dragon game at EGX, and I will play the Star Wars game, but I gotta know what happens. Yeah. In this reimagining of Final Fantasy VII.
I'm the same. Like, it's gonna. I think literally we're all gonna say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for this because it's like I don't think there's anything else that has a chance at winning that category at all. It's cool seeing Hades 2 on there because people did love Hades, but like, it ain't gonna win it. I'm kind of shocked to see Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on there because like. I know they've got a cult following, but like it's not a big.
People really like that first Like a Dragon game, man.
But it's
people really like it.
I don't know, but Tekken 8 makes sense because Tekken's got a big following. But I would have
thought Like a Dragon makes more sense than Tekken, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. But yeah, I don't think any other game has a chance. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth definitely will win that. I am excited for Outlaws, like everyone else, though. So next
we have the
best adaptation. This is always an interesting one. I feel like that we actually have good stuff on these, like for the last 2 years, whereas before it was just like no. So we have Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal. So I don't know. Corey,
did anybody else here watch Twisted Metal?
I haven't yet, but my mate at work stands by it and says I should absolutely watch it.
I've seen a few episodes. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal's a fun show. It doesn't look like it. It has no right being. It looks like the premise of it would be shocking, but it's a fun show.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna win. But it's a fun show. It's obviously going to be Last of Us, and
100%.
Last of Us. It's definitely Last of Us. But there's some really good stuff on that. I've not seen Gran Turismo, but I've heard good things. Castlevania, I've not seen Nocturne, but the original series, incredible. Like
the original series of Castlevania was absolutely amazing. I watched one episode of Nocturne and I wasn't feeling it. I will get round to it.
I was going to say Kate has thoughts on Nocturne.
I know where it's going, so I need to be there for when that happens. So I will catch up with it. But the first episode, I didn't. It was the voices. I wasn't too keen on some of the people's voices, and I was a bit like, so I didn't watch.
Mario, also gone.
No, I was gonna say I didn't watch Gran Turismo, but
no,
that's not the sort of movie that I would watch. But when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, you know what? Even though I fancy watching this,
it's an interesting premise for that movie. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's based loosely on real events that happened, wasn't it? So it's the kid who won the Gran Turismo competition and then got took by them into real.
And that's just wild. Like that's a wild concept, and I do need to watch it, but I just haven't got around to it.
Same.
Yeah. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. It's a good film, man. I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah.
It's an entertaining movie.
Shout out to Peaches.
Last of Us. Yeah, definitely Peach. Yeah, it's great. But it's definitely. I imagine most people here are going to go for the same thing. It's going to be Last of Us.
Yeah, I think I'm going Last of Us.
TV show.
Yeah.
And you only watched it because I was smuggling it to you on my Now TV account.
But yeah, Super Mario, like it was a good movie, and like they better perform. They better get Jack Black to perform Peaches at the Game Awards. But
I wasn't really a fan of the movie.
Really? Oh yeah, I remember.
No, I watched it. Like it was alright. It was just very basic.
I get that.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting like a.
No, I wasn't expecting it to be groundbreaking, but I thought that like I expected a bit more from it. But I do love the little star that was in the.
Oh yeah, the depressed star. Yeah,
he was my favourite. That was my favourite part of the whole movie, apart from Peaches, obviously.
So are we all going Last of Us on that one, yeah?
Yeah.
So
I think if
we've all gone the same so far.
If Last of Us wasn't on this, it'd be a much more interesting category. But The Last of Us just sweeps up. Easy.
Yeah. Fair enough. So the next category we have is Best Multiplayer Game. It's an interesting one this year with the nominations for this. So we got Baldur's Gate 3. We got Diablo 4. Is that 4? That's 4, right?
Yeah. That's a 4. That's a
Diablo 4. Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So, me personally with this one, like, most of these games, other than maybe Party Animals, I would probably end up playing single player. Which is an interesting category in terms of, like, they're just thrown into multiplayer. I get why Baldur's Gate is there. I get why Diablo is there.
I was so confused when I was voting and it come up multiplayer and it said Baldur's Gate, and I was literally looking at it like, what? For about 2 minutes when I remembered you can actually play it multiplayer. Could never be me playing an RPG multiplayer, but I guess.
But for me, it was fun when we played it.
We played it for like 2 hours and we got absolutely nothing done, and everyone rage quit.
We did get something done. We got Chris arrested.
Chris got arrested.
You got me arrested and my clothes all taken away. Yeah, that's a thing.
For me, for this category, I feel like the point of the game has to be multiplayer, to think of multiplayer first. And Street Fighter, Diablo, and Party Animals would be multiplayer first games. Party Animals, I've seen a bit of that. Isn't that not just like Gang Beasts at home?
It's Gang Beasts with better graphics and actual animations.
Yeah. I voted for I'll vote for Street Fighter on this because I know a lot of people have been enjoying Street Fighter. It's been in the fighting game community. It's been a pretty big deal since it came out.
Do you think that will
next
win?
I probably would have. It's a tough one. The problem is if it's just a popularity vote, it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3. But it's or Diablo 4. A lot of people like Diablo.
See, that's what I reckon will win. Yeah. I reckon Diablo 4 will win because people, when you think about Diablo 4 this year, people were talking about playing that with people more than I'd say people were talking about Baldur's Gate, playing that with people. And I feel like the only thing that soured people on Diablo was the expansion content that fucked up the game, apparently. Yeah. But like when it was coming out, people were hype. You
could argue that Baldur's Gate, like they were like, we're trying to bring the D&D experience to console.
Yeah.
And they absolutely did, I personally feel. 100%. So to be able to play that with people, you know, I know we don't personally do it that much because we're all single player girlies, but like that's a big thing, right?
It definitely
to be able to take your your party from the tabletop to the game, and basically make the characters you play.
It is pretty good.
That's just me.
And
D&D nerd. I think that's really good.
Like play it with your friends, what Baldur's Gate, and then take your characters from Baldur's Gate and just have another adventure in D&D. Like,
yeah. So what are people thinking that's going to win this then?
Corey, I did vote for Baldur's Gate because it's the only one that I've played.
I think I've played none of these games, and I think Diablo or Street Fighter.
I think Diablo could have a sneaky chance.
I'm going Diablo, so who's going Diablo? Okay, so me, Corey, and Kate. Jake, are you going to go Baldur's Gate, yeah?
I'm going to stick with Baldur's Gate. I do think Diablo could win.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with Baldur's Gate.
No, do you know what? Sorry, I'm going to stick to my guns as well. I'm going to go for Baldur's Gate.
Okay, so we got Kate and Jake, Baldur's Gate, me and Corey, Diablo.
I kind of just sat there for like 2 minutes and talked about how good it was that they bring the D&D experience to console, then not back it up. Do you know what I mean? I can't do that.
Corey, do you want to make it interesting and go for your other options to Street Fighter, just to see?
No, I'm sticking
with Corey planted the seed of doubt in my head. We're talking about Diablo, but I can't.
The thing with Baldur's Gate 3 is I feel like, you'll mess around with people in multiplayer, but you're not going to start to finish play that game in multiplayer with people.
That'd be long, yeah.
I don't know.
Especially as adults, who's going to have the 400 hours that you're going to need to play that game in multiplayer together? Have you?
Me and Jake have the jobs that would allow us to do that.
Yeah, I don't. So. Shift work don't work for multiplayer, unfortunately. Be funny though if like fucking Party Animals comes out and wins now and fucks us all over, but still.
Oh, do you know what? If we've not,
I can see it.
Has anybody played Party?
I haven't, but I've seen people. I've known people who play it and they say it's like so much fun multiplayer wise. I kind of want to play it.
It might be incredible. I don't know. So you don't know.
Next category. This is probably one that's going to be very like we have no idea what we're voting for this, so we're just going to kind of guess probably. But it's best sports and /racing. So you've got EA Sports FC 24. What would be FIFA, but not now.
I'll vote for that one.
You got F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest.
I did not vote on this category.
But what do you think is going to win?
I mean, I don't know. Hot Wheels for the meme? Like, I don't know. I was on chat with Rob the other night, and he's been playing the new Forza, and he says it's very good. So do you know what? For Rob, I'll choose Forza.
Jake?
I voted for Forza.
You chose not FIFA, yeah? Fair enough.
Me and Kate are like, this category is not for us, so we'll vote for what our friends would have wanted.
Corey, what you reckon?
Rob would have wanted.
I'll vote for Forza on this.
You know what? I think Forza, because it's like Forza's always a quality game in it. I would love to see Hot Wheels win, just for like
that'd be funny.
It'll be funny, but like I don't.
Chris, are you writing our predictions down?
No, but when I edit this, I will.
You'll see it. Yeah.
I was going to say I don't see no writing down.
No, don't worry, I've got this.
We're all going to get really competitive on the night.
Hot Wheels is probably the most fun of all these. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I hope it wins, but you never know. Next category is probably another one like the previous one where we have no idea. Best sim /strategy. So we got Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. That is a fucking long name for a game. Cities Skylines 2, Company of Heroes, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4 for Nathan.
Fair enough.
City Skylines. I've heard a lot of good things about City
I've
Skylines.
heard a lot of good things about that.
So what are we
Not
going?
for me, but
What are we going
good for
for?
them.
I'm not a strategy sort of guy, but I reckon I voted for City Skylines because I've heard good things.
Yeah, you're going for Pikmin, yeah?
I didn't vote in this category because I haven't played any of them.
But what do you think? Because
I
these are
mean-
the ones that might end up being deciders. Because like it's stuff we don't know, and we're
like-
just throwing a guess out there. So
See, I don't know anyone. Maybe like Fire Emblem, but I don't know anyone who's played this particular one. I know we all went crazy over Three Houses, but I don't know anyone who's played this. Is this like the follow-up one where you're the same character?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't play it. I'm going to stick to Pikmin for Nathan.
I would.
Because I know
like to
Nathan
honorably
stands for
mention
Pikmin.
the Crusader 3, Kings 3 Game of Thrones mod should win. I know it's not even an official game, but it should win.
But what are you actually going for?
I went with City Skylines.
City Skylines. So we got Corey and Jake on City
Oh,
Skylines.
have I never heard of this game? What is it about?
It's basically SimCity.
You build a city, yeah.
Right.
I'm going to go for Fire Emblem Engage because I remember people being hype about that.
I thought there was going to be like a bit more to it than that, but
yeah, that's the only one I really heard doing anything really that people give a shit about. Oh yeah. So I'm going for Fire Emblem Engage. But
Cool.
yeah,
Good.
we're getting onto categories we actually might be able to have some actual insight into now.
You can say that again. I've not played any games in this next one.
Best family game. So I'm going to read the description for this because it's always a confusing one for me. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So you've got Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, or Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Mario will win.
Mario.
I think Mario will win too.
This category is always unfair when there's a new Mario game out because it's going to just by default win.
Yeah. I think so too. I mean, the fact that like...
It's the ultimate family game.
Yeah. And the fact that this time the Nintendo game in the category is one that you can actually play with 4 like members of a family or something. Like, whereas like most of the times when Nintendo win this fucking category, it's just a game that you can play single player, and I'm like, well, that's not really a family playing, is it? And that really annoys me. And I'm like, it's not really. But then
we did play that at EGX.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I can see families playing it. Like
yeah.
So I reckon that'll win as well. So we're all going for the same game.
Some of the new powers are cool, like turning into the elephant. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just pretty much more of the same, isn't it? But I preferred Mario to Sonic.
Yes, Sonic was
because we played that as well, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
Sonic's a little bitch.
You shut your mouth.
You can use that as a little soundbite for the start of your video.
Sonic's a little bitch. Right,
not no shadow,
so
though,
we're all going for Mario because that's just the Nintendo fucking one, isn't it? Really, the Nintendo award. So best fighting game. We'll get onto categories we actually give a shit about. But soon.
It won't take long.
Best fighting game. So we got God of Rock, a game I have never fucking heard of ever in my entire life. Mortal Kombat 1.
No God of War, but you got to play as Korg's God from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6.
This is Street Fighter.
It's the Street Fighter award, right?
There's no way Street Fighter doesn't win this. People have really, really enjoyed this latest Street Fighter.
I think the only two out of in this that have any chance of winning this award
Mortal Kombat as well
is Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 6. But I heard more buzz about Street Fighter. Like Mortal Kombat, people like, but it's like people do have issues slightly with it. But like I feel like
in-game people
live Street Fighter.
It's like shit. This Mortal Kombat is shit.
Fair enough. You heard it here.
I think they had a good idea with it by kind of like
rebooting it,
resetting the universe so they could bring new people in.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, I'm not going to info dump on you, but the Mortal Kombat lore is long and there's a lot going on. It's very deep. So like to start again is a good idea. But I haven't heard good things about it, to be honest.
No.
So
there's not much good to say. That's why.
I think Street Fighter will take it.
Disgusting microtransactions of that game.
I think that's what will stop people voting for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we're all going.
But do you know what I did hear today?
Go on.
Sneaky tip if anyone is actually playing it. If you change the date on your console to whatever date that certain freebies were given out, you can still redeem them. So smash the system, I guess.
That's it. The mark of a quality game.
Fair enough. So we're all going for Street Fighter there, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kate, yeah?
Yeah, well, we played it at wherever
Street
we
Fighter,
played it. Was
did
it an MCM?
I know
Where they had the
we
proper
played it at
machines.
EGX last year.
Was it? Oh
Yeah.
my god, okay, we're so old. Yeah. Then
I
yeah.
enjoyed it, to be fair, so yeah. Yeah, we're both
It was quite
we're,
enjoyable,
we're all going for that. That's an easy one to do. Oh, my computer just made a noise. Give me a second.
We get into the juicy category.
Yeah, we're
now.
getting to the categories we actually could have some insight into. So best RPG.
Why did you start with all the ones that we didn't know, Chris?
To get them out of the way. Right. We'll start the good one, yeah, we'll get them out of the way. So best RPG. So, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16. Lies
That's
of...
not even a fucking RPG, let's
Well,
be real.
you say that. Lies of fucking P's next. That's not an RPG either.
Well,
It's not an RPG either, though.
Sea of Stars. And the only category Starfield's in.
But I feel like if you look at like the actual purest defined term of RPG that you can possibly imagine, it's just got to be Baldur's Gate, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just there's no other option. There's no other choice in this
Like-
category.
Sorry to all the actual RPGs in this list, but like, you ain't gonna beat Baldur's Gate at all.
If you're now, the problem with Final Fantasy and Lies of P is if you're playing a named character that already exists, it doesn't really quite fit the definition of an RPG as I would think it.
It depends because it's
Starfield would be more of an
JRPG is,
RPG, that's what-
is different to RPG. They should be two separate categories, really, in my opinion. But
Yeah, but what makes a JRPG as well? Just the fact that it's made in Japan.
racist.
I mean,
Exactly.
they're very different style of
When I think-
games.
when I-
I'm not
when
going to
I-
get into
when
the
I think
minutiae of it all, but
when-
like,
When I think JRPG, I think just very like heavily turn-based and stuff like that. In which case, Baldur's Gate 3 would be more that sort of thing. But no, Baldur's Gate 3 walks home with this, and everyone here is going to agree for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you though that Jay, that Final Fantasy 16 shouldn't be in this category because it's more of an
It's
action
like
game.
it's like a hack and slash action game,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same with Lies
Did
of
Devil
P.
May Cry 5 an RPG? No, then Final Fantasy 16.
Agreed. And Lies of P shouldn't be in here because that's a Souls-like game, and it's not an RPG at all, really.
Apparently
That's
it's very good
Lies
there.
of P was
Yeah.
more like Souls-like games are more RPG-like than a
Yeah.
hack and slash, though.
Yeah, I agree, but Lies of P should be in action, and it's not in there.
Yeah.
And it's got into the wrong category, and it guaranteed not to win at all in this category. Where I feel like in the action category,
nobody
it could have had a
else
chance. You know what I mean? Also, shout out to Sea of Stars because I've heard Sea of Stars is very, very good.
I've heard it.
But you know what should have been in this category? Octopath Traveler 2. And it's fucking not, because Lies of P is in there. And it's so
I
annoying.
guess it's not a good enough RPG, then.
It fucking is. It's like, everyone loves that game, but just not enough people played it. Okay. But yeah,
Okay, then.
we're all going for Baldur's Gate on that
People who
one.
played it loved it.
There are dozens of us. So, next one we got Best Action Adventure. I'll read out the descriptions to this because it's going to be different to Best Action, which is just ridiculous. But for the Best Action Adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So, your nominations, you've got Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resi 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. So, Corey, what do you reckon?
So if you look at the actual what it says, action adventure game combining combat, traversal, puzzle solving, it's a Zelda win that for sure.
Oh, I know. I thought you were going to go completely agree with me then, because that's my explanation for someone else winning.
Really? No, that's 100%. That's a Zelda win right there. If you're going off of that description, that's a Zelda win.
See, going off that description, I would have said Spider-Man 2.
I knew I was waiting.
Because Spider-Man 2...
Oh, let me just stick together some molecules. Oh,
Puzzles, though. There's puzzles.
I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. No, there's a... Zelda wins this. The puzzles in Zelda are like Rick and Morty level intelligence.
No.
And
Compared
not to be like,
what Spider-Man has.
but all the molecules in Spider-Man are wrong.
There you go.
That's true. But also, Fucking Spider-Man 2 has traversal like 100% down. So
I voted for Resi 4, so I can't say shit.
we're all voting. This is an interesting one. This is a good one. We're all going differently.
Well, I voted for Alan Wake.
There you go.
Divisive category.
Like every category Alan Wake was in it, I was like, Alan Wake wins. Alan Wake. Alan Wake. But like with the definition, like puzzles and traversal, everyone always says the best part about the Spider-Man games is the traversal. So
I agree. It's very good in the traversal is very good in Spider-Man. The puzzles are weak as fuck in Spider-Man. Weak as fuck.
I didn't even finish the first one because I didn't like it. So.
Yeah.
But you know what? Okay.
Corey's planting seeds a day again.
You know. Okay, with your Alan Wake choice though, like I would agree with that. Other than combat, because I thought the combat was weak in Alan Wake too.
Yeah.
But
I suppose like the puzzles are great. Yeah. The traversal, I suppose, in terms of changing where you have to like affect the environment,
changing the world,
forge a path.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I can see what you guys are saying about the whole package.
So what are you going for?
I don't know. See, now I want to stick to my guns and I want to say Alan Wake, but I feel like it's not going to win. But it's like which
side do you go?
What do you think is going to win?
Are the Spider-Man girlies stronger than the Zelda girlies? I don't know.
I don't think they are, you know.
No, I don't think they are either. So I'll go with whatever the second the Zelda game is called. Yeah.
Kate's going Zelda.
Zelda's.
Corey, you're going Zelda.
Definitely.
Jake?
I'm sticking with Resi. The story was great. The puzzles were great. Looking at Leon while he traversed was great. So that's 10 out of 10. I like that.
Fair enough. I'm sticking with Spider-Man, so we'll see.
The original Resident Evil 4 is my favourite game ever, and I would still choose Alan Wake over the remake.
So, next we have Best Action Game. This is for the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. So you have Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. Kate, I'm going to go to you first. What are you going for?
I voted for Hi-Fi Rush because it is the only one that I've played, and I know that you enjoy it. The combat is interesting, but I feel like, I mean, I don't know what most of the other games in this category are, apart from Armored Core. And people love that, didn't they? That's like Dark Souls with robots, yeah.
It's very, very good.
Maybe that would win.
Gotta pick one there.
Yeah, I'll go with Armored Core. Sorry, Chris. Hi-Fi Rush is cool, it's interesting.
I'm also going for Armored Core.
But yeah.
I'm going for Armored Core. Like, Hi-Fi Rush I absolutely love, and I think this is the only chance that Hi-Fi Rush has to win an award.
No, it's not.
It's not the only chance, but it's the only category I personally see it being viable in, because I feel like
I voted for Hi-Fi Rush in a different category.
We'll get onto that anyway when we get onto it. But that's fair. I think I voted personally out of my own heart for Hi-Fi Rush in this, but I think Armored Core will win it because it's literally all about combat. Like, that is literally what that game is made for,
isn't it? Yeah.
And it's just like, it's very, very good. I need to finish it.
What were the other nominations? Sorry.
Dead Island 2.
I didn't even know that came out.
Shouldn't be in that category. You know what should be in there? Lies of fucking P. Because why is Armored Core is a fucking that type of game? That's in here. So why is Lies of P the same type of game not in here?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Ghost Runner 2. I played the first one.
Armored Core isn't a Souls-like game.
It is. I've played it.
No,
it fucking is. It fucking is.
Armored Core isn't.
It's very similar. It's very similar.
It's Armored Core is not a Souls-like.
It is.
I'll die on that hill. Armored Core is not.
Have you played the game?
Yeah, Armored Core is not a Souls.
You haven't played the new one. It is very much very similar.
It's not Souls-like.
We'll move on. Agree to disagree. Jake, what are you going to go for?
I voted for Armored Core for my straight boyfriend Sam.
And you think that's going to win?
For Sam, yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll make it win.
I actually genuinely think it. Corey, what do you think is going to win? You Hi-Fi Rush. Armored Core. Yeah. We're all going Armored Core on this. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. For sure. I feel like the Armored Core is one on this one that's most focused on combat. Maybe Ghost Runner 2, but Armored Core is everything's about the fight.
Yeah.
Everything's about the battle.
Next category, best VR/AR game. So good luck, Kate and Jake. So we have the options are Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse.
I
Corey,
didn't vote because I don't know.
probably the
I'm
only
going to guess Resident Evil 8.
I think I voted for Resident Evil. Just 'cause it's the only
fair
one
enough.
I've sort of played because I played the base game.
Corey, as the only other person here that actually plays VR other than me. Any idea?
Firstly, a ton of really, really good VR games were absolutely shafted on this list because they didn't come out on PSVR. This isn't a VR game.
This is the PSVR list.
This is literally the PSVR list.
I did think that.
There's tons of really good VR games that have come out that are better than games that are on this list.
Do you know what it is? I think just generally, the people that actually vote for these, just no one's played VR this year. And these are the ones that people know about.
It's crazy because all these games are only playable on the least selling VR headset.
As someone with that headset,
which is just nuts. Which is just nuts. There's a game called Dungeons of Eternity that's come out on the Quest platform, and that's really, really good. And it more than deserves to be on here over something like Humanity or Gran Turismo. But hey, here we are.
I think Gran Turismo deserves to be on here because apparently the Gran Turismo in VR is fucking amazing, and that I voted for that because of that reason.
Of racing games that work just as well in VR. Tons. They're just not on the PlayStation VR 2, which is everything on this list is. But Horizon Call of the Mountain, I voted for because it
won't win. It's shit.
Is it really? I've not played it. I've terrible. My second choice was Resident Evil.
My arms hurt playing that game. That was my main critique.
Was it shit, or did you just have to pretend to climb?
It's just climbing,
Is
and
it shit, or are you unfit?
I'm not even joking.
About to say.
It's climbing, and that's it. You shoot a bow, probably like a few times.
The name of the game is Call of the Mountain.
I know. But when you're doing this, and you're not actually holding anything, it hurts, man. It hurts my arm, so I don't think it will win, because I feel like everyone made
that. Everyone is going to vote for Resi because of Lady Deer. Let's be real.
You know what, though? I can see that being really good in VR. I haven't played it myself. I have heard good things.
Yeah,
but the problem with that is I don't think people will. I don't think people will actually vote for that because it's not a VR game in itself.
Yeah.
But also Gran Turismo is not, so it's and I was going to go for that. So I don't know.
What if they're like us? What if they're like me and Jake, and they? Because if I didn't know, I didn't vote. I just skipped the category. But what if they're like? People who are just going to vote for everything anyway, and they know Resident Evil 8's got the big lady in, and they're like, haha, meme, vote. It could win. Yeah. It could take it.
It's either Horizon or Resident Evil. Synapse is a cool game.
I'm going to go for... I'm going for Synapse because it's
Synapse?
No, but Henry, my mate, who is a VR reviewer, he says that's probably one of the better games on there, and he absolutely loved it. And the only reason I'm really going for it is because I don't think Horizon Call of the Mountain will win because it was just really disappointing for everyone who expected it to be big because it was their first party game, the big game, the apparent system seller, which is not. So I think people are salty on that. So I think people will go for Synapse.
I think Horizon might win because every single person who bought the PlayStation VR 2 has Horizon.
I have 2 copies.
They have any use of the games. Exactly. Every single person who owns a PSVR 2 has that game. So that in itself is going to be a big deciding vote.
I have 2 copies because my first VR headset broke, so I sent it back. But it came with the.
And I sent you another copy.
But they sent me another one, but it had another code in. So anyone who has PSVR wants a code.
I might borrow your PSVR at some point, and I might steal that code from you. We'll see.
Well, I ain't using it, so you can.
It's just gathering dust. Yeah,
it is. So I'll go to Synapse, and everyone else is going.
Chris, when you go to the next category, you hold your hand so fancy,
So just to clear that, so Corey, you're going for Horizon.
I'm still going for Horizon. Yeah.
Kate, you're going for Resi. Jay, you're going for Resi. Okay. Another category we're not going to.
It's the fact that they forced it upon you with the console versus first. in this voting
Fair
situation.
So, best mobile game: Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure,
I'll skip this category, man. I don't know any of these games.
Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. No, I literally don't know
I
any
haven't
of
played
these.
any of these, but I voted for Hello Kitty just for the meme. I
you
thought
think-
it'd be fancy if Hello Kitty won.
Yeah,
I
I first voted.
I think
Did you
And
vote
then
Final
Seth
Fantasy?
in the mobile game.
only
Yeah.
because I keep seeing a fuck ton of adverts about it. I voted Honkai Star Rail, and I think that will win because
Think so.
it's the only one I hear anything about. So
If
Yeah.
I had to pick one, it would be Final Fantasy.
Agreed.
okay. So Kate and Corey are going Final Fantasy. You going Final Fantasy, Jake?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going Honkai Star Rail. So okay, cool. We'll move on to another category that we actually might actually know something about.
We swear, people, we do actually play games, just not.
There's
any
a lot of
these
games this year, though. Come on, we can't play everything. We tried. Best debut indie game. So you have Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Vember, and Viewfinder. Has
No.
anyone other than me played any of these?
No,
Dredge, man. Dredge.
but
You
I
played
voted
Dredge?
for Cocoon
Okay. Yeah,
because you told me it was very good and it was about
very,
moth,
very good.
so I voted for Cocoon.
Yeah,
Oh, Dredge is probably going to win this.
I think Cocoon will
What's it
win
about?
it. But go on.
What's it? Do you know,
Did
do
you
you know what it's
guess?
about, Craig?
That's why I'm asking the question.
So Dredge is you start off, you're just a lone fisherman on your fishing boat. You go out into the seas and you start finding strange fish. It's like this
Oh.
fish has got like an extra eye, or this fish has got this extra thing.
It's like The
It turns,
Simpsons.
and everything slowly turns into eldritch abominations.
Oh my
and,
god.
and it's basically a Cthulhu game. As you get further and further into it, and it
Oh.
gets crazy, it gets really heavy. The game's awesome. The game's
You have to
awesome.
go under the water to play it.
No, I was on your boat.
Okay.
Stay in
I'm
your
not playing.
boat. But it's like there's like existential horror in that game. The game's really
I've
good.
heard good things. It's on my
Honestly,
list
I
of
don't
stuff
know
to
now.
play. But I think generally, like Cocoon will win this. But
Chris, do your pitch for Cocoon because that was a very good pitch by Corey. Do your pitch.
you play the moth. You're kind of gonna go around collecting
I'm in.
light to like, and you get there's like it's
Come
weird.
on,
Though.
Dave, come on, guys.
It's like you use these spheres to like traverse between worlds, but you like jump into the sphere and then you're in the sphere of the world. It's really awesome. I'm not selling it. I'm really shit at selling
you're
games.
not.
I don't do this. This is not my job.
Oh, what was that?
But trust me when I say it's such a like fun experience, and the puzzles are really good. Like, and I didn't get like I'm shit at puzzle games, but like it didn't handhold me, but it wasn't stupidly hard either. So I was like, this is the right level of puzzles, and they're fun to solve, and when you do it, you're like, oh shit, you feel clever. You know what I mean? They're like aha moments, like yeah. So I go Cocoon. But I could see, I see Corey's case. I could see Dredge potentially taking it, but like it's definitely between them two. The other games I've never fucking heard of. Viewfinder I actually have. Viewfinder I played the demo of Viewfinder and I was disappointed in it, even though people were raving about it. Viewfinder is basically where you use pictures that you take to then jump into the picture and change the world around you. It's really
Oh, that sounds cool.
interesting. It is a cool concept. It's like Superliminal if you've ever
Indie
played
games
that.
always got to be some mad shit.
because AAA games can't do it because the shareholders won't let them.
AAA games very rarely do anything different, and that's why when something is different, like Alan Wake, people fucking jump on it like, yo, this is sick.
Yeah. So I'm going Cocoon. Corey's going Dredge.
Definitely going Dredge, yeah.
Kate.
Because of my love for the moths, I've got to go with Cocoon.
Jake.
I can't remember which one I voted
Lamp.
for. But Dredge sounded like the most interesting. So
Okay. So we got 2 on Dredge, 2 on Cocoon. Cool.
But what about Lamp, Jake?
So now we've got a quite an interesting category. Best independent game. I'm going to read this out. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. And you have...
Why are you treating us like we're in primary school?
No, there's a reason why this is interesting.
You have Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. Now, Dave the fucking Diver isn't an independent game. it's fucking
got a
published.
publisher.
It's got a publisher, like literally. Like it's not independent, is it? Why is it here?
It's not an indie. I mean, it's not going to win either way, but
No.
it's not an indie game. It should not.
It's apparently very good though.
It's got shit graphics. It's an indie game. That's basically their thought when they put this into this category.
Jake, it's your take on indie games. That's what this. That's how it got in here. But yeah, do you know what could have been in here and should have been in here really, as going by that description? Baldur's Gate 3.
They could not have put Baldur's Gate in this because it would have.
Because it would have won. And I understand why people didn't vote it in there, but technically it was eligible to be in here.
More eligible than Dave the Diver.
I am going for in this Sea of Stars because I've heard amazing things about
I
it.
went for that because you told me to play it and I still haven't.
I still haven't played it, but like it's on my list of stuff to get to. But like I've heard amazing things, and people are saying like people were like before a load more games came out, people were like, this is definitely in the Game of the Year category. And obviously it fell out because so many other amazing games came out. But like
insane stuff came out, yeah.
But like any other year, this probably would have been in the Game of the Year category for sure.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So I'm going for Sea of Stars. Corey, you're going for Sea of Stars. Jake, you're going for Sea of Stars.
I voted for Dredge because I want Dredge to win, but it will be Sea of Stars. There's no way it won't be.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just in for a penny. I guess I'll just vote the same with you guys then. I have not played any of these games. Baldur's Gate is love. Baldur's
Gate.
Gate is
Cocoon,
love.
okay, you'd love Cocoon.
I would play Cocoon.
And Dave the Diver sounds like your jam as well, to be honest, because it's it's.
I'm gonna.
Stardew Valley, Dave the Diver.
But now Coral Island's got diving, so you know.
Yeah,
I'm
really. I mean, if Coral Island came out earlier, it could have probably been on that list, to be honest.
I'm very much enjoying Coral Island. If you like crazy games, I would definitely recommend it.
I literally got to the bit where you have to chop your first tree down. And Nathan was like, don't play it on Xbox, I'll buy it on PlayStation.
Fair enough. Next category, best community support. So you've got
Baldur's Gate.
You've got Baldur's Gate 3, you've got Cyberpunk 2077, you've got Destiny 2, which is hilarious that that's on here. You've got Final Fantasy 14.
I can't believe that's on there.
And you've got No Man's Sky.
Can you read, like, you know how you've been reading us the description?
Okay, so the description is...
Three. Can you read it again?
Recognising a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches.
I think that's where Baldur's Gate should get it, because, like, someone finds one thing wrong with the game, they put it online, and then within, like, 2 weeks, Larry is like, yeah, we're patching it right now.
Yeah.
They accidentally added fur to a hairless cat, and the community were like, I can't believe you've done this to His Majesty. And then they patched it back out. Any other game would have been like, deal with it.
It's not fair now.
Yeah.
Yeah, any other game would be like, deal with it for months on end.
Yeah.
And then eventually we'll get to it when you've forgotten. Yeah.
I know they keep accidentally breaking things when they patch it.
They're independent developers though, so, you know.
Yeah, but like how quick they're rolling the patches out and how quickly they respond when someone's got an issue. I just, it should be them.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake, you agree with that as well? Baldur's Gate 3 you're going for? Corey?
Well, so this category, I haven't played a lot of these games, so I'm not sure. I know. I'll probably hear more about Final Fantasy 14 more than you guys do, and I know that gets a lot of community support, and the devs behind that game are super vocal about changes and things like that with patches, so that stands a chance. It's probably going to be Baldur's Gate. Destiny 2, a game that
should not be on this
deletes
list.
Half of its game, should not be on this fucking list. Like, what the fuck?
I love how every time we bring up Destiny 2 on this podcast, Corey goes off on one. He just absolutely hates it.
I cannot believe Destiny 2 is such a fucking shocker. Biggest disappointment in video game history. What the fuck? Let's just delete half our game. You wanna come in as a new player? Well, fuck you in the anus. You're not gonna be playing this fucking game. Up yours. Oh my god.
That's not even the main reason it shouldn't be in this category. Like a week before this fucking happened,
they laid everyone
sacked
off
half of their fucking people.
Yeah, literally, mate.
They fucking so and you know why they sacked half their people? Because the fucking Destiny community, like people aren't playing Destiny. The reason they gave the reason was people aren't playing it as much. Like that's the whole point of a community.
I'm never going to forgive them because on Destiny 2, I bought Destiny. I bought the first 2 expansions.
Me too.
And then I didn't play the game for a long time. I didn't. I stayed off it for a while. And I thought, oh, do you know what? This is like a good co-op game. I'll get on this with my wife because it's always okay. Actually, from the beginning, player versus everyone. It's not too hard. We'll get in there. I'll go play it with Beth. We sign in. All the content that I purchased with my hard-earned money, fucking deleted. Gone. You want to play that? Fuck you. You can't play it. Who knows what's going on in the game? It's fucking nonsensical. You dropped into the middle of some bullshit. Who knows? There's this big bad who's halfway through his conquest. What the fuck is going on?
So Corey thinks Destiny's going to win,
yeah? I'm triggered. I was so fucking angry. Do
you know what? No, I get that because I stand Destiny. I was so into Destiny. I thought it was like the gameplay, the gunplay in that game is
sublime.
And then so I played until they did the was it Forspoken?
Mm-hmm.
When they
yeeted one, yeah, the one where they yeet thingy.
The one where they kill Kate. Do you know what? It's been out so long now.
It's bad now. It don't
matter. Alert. Like when they killed Kate off, and I was so heartbroken by it, I stopped playing it. And then eventually, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm over it now. I'll go back." And it was the same thing. Like I had no idea what was going on. There's NPCs missing in the tower, and luckily, when they do the seasons where they eventually do bring it out of the vault and you can play it again.
Yeah.
I caught up on a few of them, but I don't like the idea that you can't just start the game again and play all the content.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would have done. Going back into it, I would have started the game again and I would have played through it all.
Like I get, as a live service game, they want you to play consistently so you don't miss any story. But for most gamers that aren't just playing Destiny 2 and that's it, you're gonna fall off at points, and you're gonna want to be able to jump back on.
Fall off of
but
it,
you can't.
Yeah. It's if you fall off of it for whatever reason, there's no it's not really an incentive to go back when you know that you've missed content, and you're never going to see that. Well, you're more than likely never going to see that content again.
They've put themselves in the craziest position where, from their current model, they can only ever lose people and never gain new people because no one's going to join a game you don't know what the fuck's going on in.
And we're basically
this is their problem.
Isn't it the next expansion is the end of the game?
The only way they gain.
So who's going to jump in to the end of the game and not know everything that's come before it, not know why?
The current player base are the only players they're ever going to have. That's only going to go down.
Yeah, and I was big on Destiny 2, and I play it loads, and as soon as I fell off, as soon as I tried to get back in, it's hard, and it's I can't.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I can't, and I can't keep it up consistently. So I gave up, and the only time I'll ever jump back in is if they ever do a fucking Destiny 3. So, and then that'll have the same situation.
And then you're going to be there no, I have to play every single thing that comes out for this game because I fucking delete it. I'm just going to fucking delete it. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
What prevents them for having them in the store, having the DLCs in the store, and then you just download them as you're playing them? What prevents them from doing that?
Absolutely nothing.
Server space, apparently.
But can't they just have designated servers for each DLC?
It's a load of bullshit. If it's because they need a server to run the area, just have it be for the old stuff. You just have it as peer to peer. You have it as you have to host that server yourself in your system, and then people come and join you. And then just do that. A lot of games will be doing.
They have come out and said they're not sunsetting any more content, but it's a bit too late now.
It's too late now.
Especially for the people who haven't played the content that they've sunsetted.
They've got 3 things left. What, they're going to fucking sunset the rest of the game? You're going to start up Destiny 2. It's going to be thanks for playing our game, and that's it. That's your experience of Destiny.
Anyway,
what the hell?
Off the tangent of Destiny. Gone on too long now.
It's so bullshit.
So Destiny 2 is not going to win this category. I think we gathered this.
No fucking way.
Kate, you're going Baldur's Gate, right? For this? Yep. Jake, you're going Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Jake just zoned out while we were talking about Destiny, didn't you?
No, I just got a work email that I was going through, that's all.
Fair enough. Corey, you're going... Well, are you actually going Baldur's Gate?
It's gonna be Baldur's Gate. Yeah,
I thought you were going to go Destiny, Corey.
Don't start him again! I'll go Baldur's Gate as well. So, fuck you, Destiny, apparently.
That was the fuck you Destiny section. That's it.
At least it's not in the best ongoing game category, which is next. We can't get onto that again. Right. So best ongoing game, awarded to the game for outstanding development of an ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. So you've got Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
So I'll go. So firstly, does Cyberpunk count if all they did was fix the game to what it was originally meant to be?
They didn't just do that. Count? They patched it. They added content. They've added content.
They did the content that should have, it should have been there because the game was pretty empty at launch. Final Fantasy will win this.
See, while I agree with you that Cyberpunk probably shouldn't win this, I think Cyberpunk's going to win this.
I did vote for Cyberpunk, but I also agree, is it ongoing when, they fixed the game and they brought out a DLC?
Yeah.
And that's...
every company does that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Cyberpunk's one of my favourite games, and I am very, very glad that they did come in and fix it. They could have just gone, it's a loss.
Yeah.
It's over. Not bothered to try and fix it. So I'm happy it did get fixed, but every other game in this category is actually a live service ongoing game.
Yeah.
So
it's
a bit of a weird one.
Be in this category next year when all the DLC comes out.
Yeah, you have a point. You do have a point. I still think it's going to win though, because I think people have got it on the mind and go, "Oh yeah, they've actually fixed the game. They've updated it over time, and it's fixed now." Yeah. I think that's what is going to be in people's heads, and they'll vote for it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I agree with you. I don't think it will deserve it, but I think it will win it. I mean, don't get me wrong. What they've done is good, but I saw a tweet the other day, which I completely agree with, was someone put, if someone shits on your floor and then cleans it up, does that make them?
Do you thank them for that?
Thank them?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Thank them for that. Are you meant to stick a
for that? Good point. That's a good point. But yeah, I still think it will win though. This is the thing. I don't think it deserves it, but I think it will win it. How about Jake?
I think it will, but I don't think it should.
Okay.
I did vote for it purely because it's one of my favourite games, and I'm so happy they fixed it. And I don't really play any of the other games.
I'm
into Apex.
I'm waiting to play Cyberpunk again. I'm waiting for one particular patch to come out for it to do one thing, and then I'm straight back in. And then that's going to be 200 hours of my life.
It's very good, Corey. I am.
I know it is. I've played the game.
No, I know, but the added content, the DLC is probably some of the best of Cyberpunk you'll ever get.
No, I know. But I still think Final Fantasy will win this. Yeah. They've been bringing out consistent updates for a very long time. They're not microtransactions to fuck like Apex or Fortnite. Genshin might stand a chance because it's free.
But my thing with Genshin Impact being here, I've not heard anyone talk about Genshin Impact this year at all. And normally, me and Kate, we've got friends that love it. You know what I mean? We got people that shout out to Grant. He fucking loves Genshin Impact. Haven't heard him mention it once this year. So to me, it's that just shows it's not really in people's minds.
With Genshin, it's got a very big community, cosplay wise, and people love the characters and all that entails. But are those people still playing the game?
Yeah,
I think Genshin probably has a massive silent majority of players of all these games. Bar Fortnite, Genshin Impact probably has the most players. It's just that a lot of them are very international, and a lot of them are just going to be mobile phone players. It's how Genshin Impact's going to work. But you're probably not going to see them voting on this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there's going to be tons of them, especially in the Asian countries, tons of them.
But yeah, so Corey, you're going for Final Fantasy 14.
I'm going for Final Fantasy. I'm sticking to Final Fantasy.
And the rest of us are going for Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah. You might as well hand me my trophy now, Chris.
I don't know. Right.
Chris, if you loved us, you'd have trophies for every single
round. I'm going
round.
to skip Games for Impact because I don't think any of us have played any of these games.
I haven't played any of them, no.
So next one, you've got innovation in accessibility. So recognising software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So you have Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. So
it's a difficult category because I've not played all of these games. But I voted for Spider-Man because Sony always have insanely good accessibility, and I know for a fact Spider-Man did, because I used a bunch of those options in that game, and it had a ton of stuff in there that you could change, a ton. So I voted for Spider-Man.
Jay, you voted for Spider-Man too?
For exactly the same reason, yeah.
Kate?
I voted for Forza, simply because I was on chat with Rob the night before, and he was going through the settings, and he said there was an option for like blind assist.
That's cool.
And I was like, okay, how does it work? And he said he was going to have a look into it, but he never actually got back to me how it works. But that was the reason I voted for it.
I also
Spider-Man has the same thing.
I didn't play Spider-Man. Sorry guys, I didn't know.
I've gone for Forza on this simply because I know that they do a lot of like, if you ever go into the Forza settings for accessibility, it's endless list. Like they even have they definitely have for the last one, but I assume it's moved over as well, is the sign language person on that, like you can put on the screen.
Translator.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Which I think is just like
interpreter.
What game's done that? No, I don't know any other game that does that. You know what I mean? So that, I think
I don't understand how that would be better than just subtitles.
I don't know. It's more options for more people.
I guess the whole point. Is better. At the end of the day, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
The whole point of this category. So I went for Forza. Like, whereas like Spider-Man 2 does do a lot. Hi-Fi Rush did some. Like I haven't played the rest, but like. I don't know, I thought it's just the one that stood out for me in terms of like that kind of thing, because they're always doing so much for that kind of all the accessibility stuff. So yeah, so I'm going
with stuff like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Like they may have lots of accessibility options. The problem is that the main point of that game is to play like online against other people.
I know why Street Fighter is there.
Those accessibility options won't help you in those.
Street Fighter now they've added a like. Easier controls, so like you can have there's two control schemes. There's the normal one, and then the easier one for like being able to do it on a controller or whatever. So like, that's probably why that's there, because it made it easier.
There's made basically into like a 1 or 2 button mode where you can just go in and mash, and you'll still be able to pull out combos and stuff. But
that's how I play all my fighting games.
If you're like a proper hardcore player, you can go back and use the original mode, and you are better with that mode if you know what you're doing, but you can still play the 2-button mode basically and still be good and still pull off good moves.
Yeah, I don't know if to change to that now, because I feel like no, I'm sticking.
I know in Forza, because I've seen Forza before. You can adjust the options to the point where it literally just plays itself.
Yeah.
To a point, and you can do like the minorest of things. But Spider-Man I feel like to make Spider-Man accessible is a more difficult thing to do because of the style of gameplay that it is, and it's got a lot of options to do that.
I get that. That makes sense. Oh, so I'm sticking with my guns. Sticking with Forza. Okay, you're going Forza,
cool.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
And then Jake and Corey, you're both Spider-Man, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Right, so next we have Best Performance. So we have Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16. Cameron Monaghan from Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba in Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Melanie Liburd from Alan Wake 2. Should really say the characters' names in this is annoying. Neil Newman from Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenfeld from Spider-Man 2. So, I personally think Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16 will win this as Clive, because everyone just loved him. Everyone loved his performance.
I've not played it.
Like everyone
I've not played enough of this.
Loves the voice actor. Like I think everyone will just like want to kind of like give their love to him, because everyone just loves Clive as his whole performance. Like people just seem to love it. So I think I'm going for Ben Starr as Clive.
It's interesting though in this category. I think there should
be 2 categories.
This year. I think there should be 2 categories. So, for example, like Astarion and Saga, they voice the character, they do the mocap.
Yeah.
So that's more work, and that's more of their performance coming through. And obviously, like Saga,
same with
she appears
Cameron
live
Monaghan
action
for Star Wars.
in. And
Idris Elba.
She appears live action. So I think like
he's probably out of everyone here, Saga's done the most actual performing.
Yeah, I voted for Saga.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. She voices the character. She mocaps the character. She performs live action as the character. I get what you mean about Ben Starr, because like people
loved him,
like him as a person as well. Like he's very
involved in the community,
present on social media. Like he does a lot of like, he's a meme lord. Like people do enjoy him as a person, but in terms of performance, he just voiced the character.
I think he did a very good job performance-wise.
He did, yeah. He's got a very good voice. I do like Clive. I'm not overly a fan of that game. It's not one of my favourite Final Fantasies, but I did really like Clive. But I just think, and it's, I think Astarion's going to win because everyone's an Astarion girly.
That is true.
However, he's not like, I'm not an Astarion girly.
Even if he is just doing a Stewie Griffin impression.
I'm a Gale girly, but when you talk to Astarion, he does feel like the one that's the most sort of alive.
Yeah.
Like how he moves when he talks, how he like uses his hand when he talks, the way that he talks, his speech patterns. I understand why he is not the only one. I don't think he should have been the only one in Baldur's Gate.
Definitely should not be the only
in
one
this category.
The narrator got fucking robbed in this category.
But again, the narrator, you don't physically see her.
Yeah.
True, but she put in a fucking stellar performance.
I understand why he's in this category. And as much as I'm not personally a fan of the character, I understand. I think he will win. And I think he does put a good performance. Obviously, he does all the mocap, everything. But I think I voted for Saga, but I do think Astarion will win.
Mm.
I voted for...
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Did you vote for?
I voted for him for a couple of reasons. The first reason is I want that twink obliterated.
Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for, Jake?
Cameron Monaghan.
Cal.
Oh, okay, Cal, yeah.
The second reason is that I thought he portrayed kind of like the shift in Cal's character really well.
He did, to be fair.
And like compared to how he portrayed him in the first game,
yeah,
his portrayal, like you could see the journey he'd been on without knowing. And I thought that was quite good.
Keep cutting out, bro.
Yeah, you keep cutting out, but I think we get you just him showing the change of like his character. Yeah.
And he puts in like a lot of work into like his acting in general.
Yeah.
That I think was really good.
He definitely had a very good. It's a hard category this year because all these performances in this are just fucking on point. Like,
I didn't personally enjoy that game. Those games are not for me.
I forgot you played that game.
But I do. Yeah, I wish I could. They absolutely are not for me. But I do agree. He is the best part of the game. He's a very likable character. He is very. He's got like a certain something about him. Like I do enjoy his character, and I would like to see him come to like the live action movies.
Yeah.
It's a hard category because they're all different levels. Like we say, like some are just voice actors, some mocap. They need to split the category.
Yeah, I get that.
There should in this category there should be like, if it was me, there'd be like 3 or maybe even
Corey,
4 people.
No Destiny.
Alan Wake. But no Destiny. But it'd be like 3 or 4 people from Alan Wake in this.
Yeah,
like,
I was thinking about this because it's like Alan's played by 2 people, so it's like you can't win a combined performance. You know what I mean? Like unless they did that.
No, you can't. But Ilka Villa, who's the face of Alan Wake, he plays 3 characters.
He does because he plays Vayne as well, and who's the third one?
And he plays Alan Wake.
Scratch.
He plays Scratch.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, it does count. Scratch is a different character, and he plays oh god, what's his name? You just said his name.
Thomas Vane.
Thomas Zane, exactly. Yeah.
Zane.
I love that part. That part of the game was so funny.
Yeah, but and all 3 of them are very different performances, and he smashed that. And when he was playing Thomas Zane, that was all him. That was all his own voice. And that was like.
You asked me, Chris. You were like, "What is Alan Wake not in this category?" And I was like, "The only reason I could think of was literally because he's got a different voice to his character model." Yeah. But like, there could have been a combined award. It could have been like for the portrayal of.
Yeah.
Or not even character. It could have just been
I don't agree,
work in this game.
Yeah, why I don't agree with that as well is because, yes, it's a different voice actor to what's playing him, but every single international dub of that character is also a different voice actor to what that person will also be.
True.
And
you could say the same for any of these characters.
Literally any single one of those characters.
Yeah.
And they never get any recognition.
They never get any recognition.
So what would be the difference in that case? So I really do think Ilkavili should be on that. It's kind of a travesty that he's not, but anyway, I voted for Saga.
Okay. Is that what you think will
you
win as well?
For Saga, but
I'm going to stick with Saga. She probably ain't going to win, but I'm going to stick with Saga because she's the best.
Do you know who definitely shouldn't win on this? And I get he's a wonderful actor, but Idris Elba cannot keep in a fucking accent. He switches between British and American so much. It's just so distracting.
Does he? I don't know.
People, maybe the character was British and he was just putting the accent on. He was in
if that's the case, I forgive him, but they haven't told me that yet. So, you know. Although, shout out to Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker, Spider-Man. He did a good performance. But how Jake was saying, with Cameron Monaghan as Cal, how he showed the change of his character really well. I don't think Yuri Lowenthal did it as well as Cal, as Cameron Monaghan. So,
do you know who should have been on here more than Yuri Lowenthal? The guy who voiced Venom.
No, because he barely did anything.
Oh, he did loads.
Yeah, all the guy that voiced Miles did more, if anything.
But yes, but that Venom voice was awesome.
It was good, but he shouldn't win an award because he barely ever again, in my opinion. But also, more people from Baldur's Gate should be in this, for sure. Shadowheart, why is she not in this list? She should
Gale. Gale.
But yeah, I went for Ben Starr, so I've got Ben's Final Fantasy. Jake, you've gone for the Star Wars game, Cameron Monaghan. Kate, you've gone for Baldur's Gate, Neil Newman. Yeah. And
sticking with Saga.
Corey, you've gone with Alan Wake Saga. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Next one, best audio design. So recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So you've got Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. Kate, you're shouting out Alan Wake, so I'm going to go to you first. Alan Wake.
When you walk around, they will whisper and all that kind of stuff.
I hate that, but I love to hate it at the same time. Yeah, I could.
I'm gonna be real with you. Every category that Alan Wake was in, I voted for it.
Do you think it'll win though?
I don't know. See, well, I mean, Hi-Fi Rush is all about the audio, but you're the only person I know that's played it, so I'm going to say that's not going to win. So I'm going to stick with Alan Wake.
Okay. Jake?
I think Alan Wake should win, from what I've heard about it. But I voted for Spider-Man because I've not played Alan Wake, and I like it when PlayStation games make noise.
Noise for the controller, I assume that's what you said, because it didn't come through for some reason. But, yeah. Is that what you think will win?
No.
What do you think will win?
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake. Corey?
Sorry, Chris.
I voted for, and I also think will win. Hi-Fi Rush will win this category.
Oh,
100%. Half that game is the sound design. There is no Hi-Fi Rush without the sound design. It'll win this category easily. There's no way. The way the combat works in that game, there's no way the combat in that game functions without the sound design.
Very true.
On mute.
You know what though, Corey? I didn't originally wasn't gonna say Hi-Fi Rush, but now I'm thinking about it, and I've read the fucking description more. I actually generally agree with you. Hi-Fi Rush, just the way this is technically part of the audio design, just how everything moves to the beat and everything.
Yeah.
It just goes all works together with the audio. It's all about audio. You don't have that game without the audio.
It's the most sound designy game I've ever seen that isn't like a Guitar Hero or like a Beat Saber or something like that. It's all about the beat and the sound.
Does it have a big enough following to win?
100% it's going to win that.
My only issue with that's my issue, Kate, because it came out in what January, February time. Like, I feel like maybe people have forgotten about it. But
to be fair, it was Xbox's only game for a good portion.
Yeah,
for about 18 months.
Yeah. But what I will say is, I didn't expect it to get as many nominations as it has, because I thought people would have forgotten about it. It's still my personal game of the year, so I think
Dead Space came out really early as well. Dead Space came out in February.
That has very good audio design, Dead Space. Like, I remember being terrified with the 3D audio
design
throughout the whole game.
It does. It's not as good as Hi-Fi Rush.
No, yeah, Hi-Fi Rush, I reckon, will win this. Say
Dead
again.
Space.
Yeah.
Dead Space is amazing.
Is it
on Game?
Yep, Game Pass now.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
One of the best games of this year. Trust me, play it.
I think it's on the PlayStation thing as well.
Ooh.
Might be. But yeah, I'm going for Hi-Fi Rush as well. You've persuaded me, Corey, because like it's just audio. It's all it's about, really.
There's no way that the Hi-Fi Rush doesn't win this category. There's no way. But the next one.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. This is a really hard one to pick. This one, best score and music. You got so this is basically for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. So it's like instrumental music and like music with words.
Yeah, read it out, go on.
Yeah, so you got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and the Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda. So
I love Down by the River. Down by the River. On repeat for 200 hours. I love it.
Do you think it will win though?
I would have been really unsure on this category until Alan Wake the musical happened, and then I was sold. That was it. That's. There's no way it can't win. There's no way
it doesn't win this category. I don't know what.
Robbed.
I know me and Jake are on the same page with this. I think, and I don't think it will.
Final Fantasy. You two go Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy soundtrack absolutely fucking slaps. Like,
well.
Oh no, he's on a different page.
No, I did vote for it, and I do think it's got a chance. But I will say, as Final Fantasy soundtracks go, it's one of the weakest.
But that's not the people voting for this. It's all I'm gonna say.
It's not no X2, is it, Jake?
It's not. It doesn't open with a snappy little disco number, so
it doesn't.
I voted for Final Fantasy 16 because that soundtrack absolutely slaps. Like, I listened to it in the car to work for like a month, like simple times. Like, it is when it hits
that, Chris,
it hits hard.
I've listened to that Alan Wake song today 5 times.
Me too. Like I'm listening to the Alan Wake soundtrack at work as well now. But like, I think it is generally between these two. I don't, unfortunately, for Baldur's Gate, Hi-Fi Rush, and Zelda, I don't think any of them have a chance at this category.
Imagine at the Game Awards they actually have the guys there to perform.
I really hope they do.
Herald of Darkness, and then it doesn't win Best Score. Like, why are they even here? I don't see him pulling out an orchestra for Final Fantasy 16, Chris.
See, you say that, Corey.
Something there.
You say that, Corey, but I do. I see him doing that. So
you know what would be really good if they got Hosier back again. Just because.
Just play the God of War song for no reason.
I don't care what he plays. I'll listen to anything that man wants to sing. They should do that.
Anyway, yeah, my vote is Alan Wake.
Same.
Jake, your vote's what?
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, and my vote's Final Fantasy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it's between them two.
Probably cutting out. I've got like 1 bar of Wi-Fi up here.
Oh no. I can hear you now though. So next we've got Best Art Direction. So outstanding creative or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. So you've got
design, mate.
all the awards. You got Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. Who wants to go first?
I voted Alan Wake 2 as well.
Yeah. But for just like, because you've got the split of video game and live action, that in itself super fucking cool. Really, really awesome. The facial animation in that game's insanely good. Like, there was one point when you were in the old people's home and you was talking to Rose, and I was like, I cannot believe how good the facial animation on this is right now.
Yeah.
And then you got obviously Alan Wake the musical. That's super cool. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. Mario's cool, but it's very distinctively a Mario game. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it's the same as the previous game. It's exactly the same. Lies of P looks really good, but it looks like it's basically Bloodborne. Let's be honest, it looks exactly the same.
With the mods when it's Pinocchio
Born, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush could stand a chance of getting this.
I could see that.
Like I said, with the
with the beat,
and
everything moving to the beat, like
yeah.
Steam thing going up and down for the beat. Like I could see it getting it. It's definitely between Alan Wake 2 and Hi-Fi Rush.
And, but I'm still going for Alan Wake 2, especially with the stuff where it's like Alan can change the environment and it's really drastically different when he does that. It's cool, man. I think Alan Wake 2's got this as well.
Yeah, I think.
And also, I know this kind of doesn't really. I'm not sure if it goes here, but it's worth mentioning how we said like the guy who mocaps him, plays him, doesn't voice him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dubbing.
You can't.
That's to come under this.
It's not like normally the mouth movement and stuff in games is probably one of the weakest part normally, but you absolutely cannot see it in this game.
Yeah.
And the animation on the mouth.
You can't see it when he's animated. I can tell it when he's live action. I can tell that it's a dub.
Corey, stop killing it.
See, Corey said this on the Alan Wake podcast, and I couldn't see it either.
It's just because, I don't know if it's because I just know it's a dub, or especially when he's doing the song, I can he's singing this differently. I can tell. It doesn't change the fact that I still think Alan Wake's going to win this.
Yeah,
agreed.
I think Alan Wake
just for the mesh of live action and animation. Surely you should just win it for that.
Literally because of that, like, and not even just like because when they switch to live action and it's separate to the gameplay, when they do the two at the same time, like in the background and stuff like that, it's just like it's perfect. It's just such good. Like this game is literally all about presentation and design.
Yeah,
like it's just presenting. It's presented so perfectly, and it's just like.
And when you watch the movie about Casey, and that's like all.
I stood there and watched that movie for fucking 20 minutes. I would never do that in a normal game.
I watched the whole thing. This is Sam Lake's, like everything Sam Lake imagined is in this game, and it came out perfect. Honestly, like this game is flawless when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's insane. Yeah. It's such a good game.
Like I said on the Alan Wake podcast, Sam Lake, Western Kojima.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting with control, and he's getting there.
Jake, what are you going for on this?
I voted for Lies of P because that's the first time I've ever looked at a trailer. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, interesting design. And who thought of the Pinocchio idea?
It's an awesome looking game.
The idea of that game alone blew my mind. I've not played it because it's not my type of game at all.
Nathan will though.
But I respect it. Knowing what I now know about Alan Wake 2, though, I probably.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
No, Jake's listening to us talk about Alan Wake for like 4 hours.
yeah. You cut out there, but I'm sure he says he's voting for Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Lies of P. I have heard I watch a bunch of Souls YouTube people who's like they're dedicated to the Souls sorts of genre, and they've all come out and said Lies of P is the best Souls game that isn't made by
FromSoft.
The people who made. By FromSoft, exactly.
And from what I've heard about the ending blew my mind as well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play those kind of games. I haven't got the patience for it.
I will eventually.
About the ending, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's one of those games I would have played, but it came out around everything else. I just haven't had time yet.
Everything
else. I really want to play it.
Okay.
So we're all going for Alan Wake there, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Right, so next we have Best Narrative for Outstanding Storytelling and Narrative Development in a Game. And your options are Alan Wake 2, Baldurs Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Wake.
What do we reckon?
Enough said.
Alan Wake?
Alan Wake. Yeah, Alan Wake.
It's Alan Wake.
While I understand the choice of Baldur's Gate, because obviously it's a very large, very branching story, Alan Wake, it's such like a tight experience. It's got to be Alan Wake. There's no way, and it's so like it links. There's so many links to so many different things in that game. Where if you're paying attention, I can't wait for New Game Plus to come out because I want to play it again.
Yeah, and they're changing stuff and making stuff different now.
Yeah, they are making stuff specific for it, and everything is going to be a callback to everything. There's so much stuff that links to like Control. Oh my gosh, the amount of stuff that links to Control in that game is insane. Alan Wake, man, is so it's got to be Alan Wake. It's got to be Alan Wake.
Yeah,
agreed.
I think Alan Wake will win. I've heard people say very good things about Cyberpunk, even though I'm not that far into the story, but it is very good so far. But like, I don't think it'll win simply because it's a DLC. Like, so I don't think that has a chance of winning there. Final Fantasy 16 story I enjoyed, but like I know a lot of people didn't. Looking at you two down there. Spider-Man. It was fine. It was serviceable as a Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
Like I said on the Spider-Man podcast, I don't like the Venom stuff generally in Spider-Man, so it didn't do it for me.
Where the fuck were the Avengers? There's no fucking way the Avengers were not coming out for that shit. Did you see how fucking mental that shit was? I don't care, man.
Lindsay Lohan's club, they were chilling.
I swear to God, man. Oh my God, it's insane. Where's the Punisher coming to fuck shit up? Like, what the hell? There's no way that Spider-Man is holiday. There's no way Spider-Man's
what more do you want?
Baldur's Gate 3. I'm
halfway through
Act 2.
It's a very of its kind of game, typical story.
Yeah.
Typical fantasy story.
Yeah.
But narratively, you can do whatever the fuck you want in that game, and it will adapt to you.
That's very true.
That's why I think it's between that and Alan Wake, because I think the fact that you can do, like, I could do one small decision to Jake, and my game could end up being wildly different. And the fact that there's a lot of those small decisions that just could change the whole game completely is just wild to me, which is why I think it's between them two.
What's awesome about Alan Wake as well, though, is if you can literally you'll walk up to like a notice board in Alan Wake and you can read the stuff on there, and it's all super relevant to what's going on in the game.
Yeah, 100%.
If you can read it in the game, it's there to tell you something specific. It's just it's awesome. Like even the signs in the subway change in context to what's happening all around you. It's insanely good, man. It's insanely good.
I'm surprised you weren't hyped for Starfield to be in this category, bro.
It's fucking not. That's why it's not in there. But you know what? It doesn't. The story is not. The narrative is not. It's not all that. It's interesting.
The
but
main
it's not
story in Starfield is the shittiest story in that game.
I strongly disagree. But
the ending.
The stuff it does is interesting and it's wild. But like most people won't get there because it's a Bethesda game. Anyway. So you know, I'm going to go for Baldur's Gate 3 on this. Simply because of how the narrative can change ridiculously as you're going through, depending on what you choose, and how my Baldur's Gate experience could be completely different story-wise, narrative-wise, to everyone else's. Like, that's how big and branching off storylines it has. Like, it's wild. So I'm going for that, just because that's, to me, is outstanding storytelling and narrative development.
The argument I'd have against that is that, yes, you can have 17 million different branching endings and branching stories. How well does it tell those stories better than what Alan Wake 2 does to tell its story?
Yeah, but I'm reading this description and it's narrative development in a game, and I think that's moving narratives forward. That's why I think that. I think
everyone's allowed their incorrect opinions. It's fine.
I'm a Cause of Souls game.
It's not. They said it's not. They said it's not.
I know. Right. So just to get this clear, I'm going for Baldur's Gate. Corey's going for Alan Wake. Kate, you going for Alan Wake?
Yeah.
Jake, you're going for Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Cool.
See, I don't know now because you give me I think Alan Wake personally should win it, but you've made Jake, you've just piggybacked on Jake's good point. But
he has a very good point.
That's a very good point.
Like a small fried chicken, but I know full well that Nathan is cooking mushroom risotto.
Obviously, just
I don't know what to do now.
50-50.
Go on, I'm going to jump ship. I'm going to go to Baldur's Gate. I'm going to get the voice there. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that means
completely understand.
If Corey wins this, Corey could take a win with this one.
Yeah. I do think it should be It should be Alan Wake too. But I can see the appeal of why people would vote for Baldur's Gate.
Personally, I don't mind either because they both deserve it. I just generally think that's why people will go that way. But next we have Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Zelda.
I will not be swayed on this one. It's Alan Wake.
100%.
I am the Baldur's Gate. I didn't play Alan Wake, but it should have been Alan
Wake. This game is literally the entire the director's vision in this game is the game. There's no deviation. Like he got exactly what he wanted, and the game design is insanely good.
It says awarded for outstanding creative vision. That is all this game is. outstanding creative vision.
Yeah. The literal point of the game is a creative vision. That's actually what's happening and affecting in the game. It's insane. It's literally what the game is about. It's got to win.
It has to win this category. It absolutely has to. And I think if it wins this category, it's like, this is the category it wins, because we'll get on to the next one, but I don't think it wins Game of the Year because it's winning this category. So we're all going Alan Wake 2 for this one.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Game of the Year, the big one. Recognising a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Baldur's Gate is the Game of the Year, there's no question.
Okay. Any pushback on
Alan
that?
Wake 2 is my Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate will win this category.
I completely agree.
On like a technical thing, Alan Wake should probably win. But as Game of the Year, it should be Baldur's Gate. It's got people who don't play RPGs to play RPGs.
Yeah. It's got people who don't play games at all, like, getting into it. Like, it's got people who don't even play games.
Yeah, like,
have got into that.
It's been the biggest moment in gaming this year, and it's been the biggest moment for that genre in the industry's history.
Yeah,
I've only heard the media talk about a game this much recently. The last game to be like this was Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
I was about to say that.
Agreed.
That was going to be my reasoning. Like, literally, if this is the Elden Ring moment of the year.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's no way that Baldur's Gate won't win this. It's had so much PR from non-video game related things. There's no way it's not going to get this. There's
Agreed.
No way.
And also the fact that
it was on the news that you could fuck a bear. I mean, come on, guys, it's gonna win.
They had perfect marketing for that, because no one gave a shit about this game before you could fuck a bear, and then they said you could fuck a bear, and everyone's like looking at it, and then they like realized this is actually looking cool, and then played the game. So there you go.
Do that on Grindr for free without buying the game.
It's literally it's so good. It's got me considering to play a turn-based game. And
Do it, Corey.
I can't believe
Do it.
like turn-based combat, man. Jesus.
I hate turn-based
Jake,
combat.
didn't that SpongeBob meme I sent you the other night?
As someone who
turn-based combat.
I used to be the same as you, Corey. And then I found Octopath Traveler 1.
Oh my god.
And then I got into turn-based, and now I've never looked back, because I've played so many turn-based games since then. So
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't be that strategic. I just want to mash a button and someone dies. I can't do it.
Cool. I've got ADHD. If I can do it, so can you.
Corey's there like, I want to mash a button.
This game's got me considering to push through it just so I can play the story. That's it. I want a mode where the battles will just play themselves out, and then I can get back to playing the actual game.
Corey, you say you just want to mash.
If you could fast forward the enemy turns, that would be
perfect. That needs to be a feature
yeah.
added, 100%. But also, Corey, you said you want to mash a button, and that's what you want to do. Have I got the game for you? Play Final Fantasy 16.
I'm gonna play it. It's been announced for PC. I'm gonna play it when it comes to PC now. It'll come to PC with all the DLC at the same time.
Yeah, Game of the Year. It's I would want to say Alan Wake has a chance here. Like, I think just simply because of like how many people love it, but like Baldur's Gate, like Jake said, it's that moment.
Everyone.
It was for everyone loves it, and it's like it came out of nowhere. That's the biggest thing as well. It's the biggest surprise of the year as well, because no one, obviously the people that knew and people that were playing it in early access, they knew it was coming. But like,
the weird thing to say is that no one knew except for the people that knew.
No, like, you know what I mean. I won't say no one. Like the general audience of like general gamers, they didn't even see this coming.
Your normal gamer didn't know this. No, it's been in early access for a very long time. Very long time.
Like it's a sequel to a game that came out in like 1998.
Yeah, exactly.
People who play Baldur's Gate 3 should not go back to those games. They'll be very disappointed.
And you can tell that this game's entirely made with passion. There was no publisher overlording it, saying, "Oh, we don't want this. You got to add this." It's entirely
and they got the time they needed.
They wanted to make.
Yeah.
That time was 23 years, but they got the time they needed to make this one.
I don't think it was in development that long, but you know,
it's probably in someone's back of someone's mind for that long.
Yeah. But like,
but no, I
think
agree.
Baldur's Gate wins.
Just the while Alan Wake 2 is phenomenal, just the vastness of Baldur's Gate probably is enough in itself to earn Game of the Year as well. It's done vastness, largeness in the right way, as opposed to the way Starfield has done it, and it's done it in the wrong way. Where Baldur's Gate has got it. I've not played it. I know this because I've seen so much about it. It's got so much crammed into it, even though it is a look, obviously like a single world continent sort of thing. But yeah, Baldur's Gate has got this category for sure.
Cool.
And it pains me to say it because I personally know I enjoy Alan Wake 2 more than that sort of thing, but averaged across the entire game, so yeah, Baldur's Gate has got this.
So, you know, I love RPGs, but I did vote for Alan Wake 2 just because of everything that it does. It's moving game of foot, like everything that it does. It's like, wow, that's so cool.
Alan Wake.
Yeah, like, but I do. For basically, everyone's already said everything I was going to say. Like, it was a movement, same as Elden Ring. People who didn't play games bought consoles to play this game. Like, people who are not really interested in RPGs were like, oh, I'll give it a try. Like, if Elden Ring deserved to win for being like the moment, which it did, and it did win, then Baldur's Gate's got to be the same.
Well, so Elden Ring, obviously amazing game, had a lot less competition than this year, though, to be fair. Like, this year is just one of the crazy
years.
Versus
Elden Ring?
Baldur's Gate.
I would still vote for Baldur's Gate.
I'd vote for Elden Ring.
No amount of publicity could get me into playing Elden Ring, I'm afraid.
That's fair.
It's a shame.
It's honestly not a game for everyone, and that's fair enough. It is the most approachable Souls-like game, though, I will say.
It is.
But yeah, that's all the categories. So we got all our votes in, and we'll when we watch the Game Awards, we'll tally up those votes and see who wins.
What day? When is the Game
lovely
Awards?
Trophy?
7th
of December, but it's like at 12 a.m. Corey till 4
I'm not watching it. I'm going to wait until the morning to watch the good shit. I don't care about the
He's going to wait in the morning to see if he's won.
Get the trophy. Oh.
But yeah, so we'll move on to like what do we think is going to be like, because obviously it's not just an award show. They show like new trailers, new reveals, announcements, musical performances, stuff like that. What do you think will be there and come be done at the show? But also bear in mind that if we need a tiebreaker for any of these points, these predictions will be in with that. So
surely Kojima's going to bring something to do with Death Stranding too.
Death Stranding 2 will be there for sure.
Not like major.
Death Stranding 2 won't be there.
But
Death Stranding 2 will get. I think it will get a gameplay reveal at this.
Will that potentially be Sony's only game of the year next year? Well, only game year next year, at least.
What about The Last of Us 2 remake, Chris?
Oh, don't count that.
Remaster. Let's get The Last of Us 2 remaster. I'm pretty easy on this because it's not a remake, it's a remaster, and it's only $10 to upgrade. And from the
it's
looks
better
of
than
it,
the other one. They tried to.
They're adding like game modes, and there's going to be massive improvements to like graphics and the DualSense support. I'm more easy on this than I am the previous one for sure.
I don't want to get into this tangent, but massive improvements on the graphics. Have you seen the comparison screenshots?
Yeah, but are you looking at that on like your phone? Like you just be like, it
doesn't matter.
And the thing is as well, that doesn't show performance. You're not going to say.
That's fair. Anyway, so Kate, you think Death Stranding?
Chris is like, please, Corey, not again.
So Kate, you think Death Stranding's showing up with? Do you think Kojima's there?
Yeah. Probably, yeah, they're best mates, aren't
they? Yeah,
honestly, they sleep together and shit. They love it.
and surely there's got to be, after all that stuff they put out on N7 Day, there's got to be something going on with the new Mass Effect.
Not a chance.
I don't think it'll be anything. I don't think it'll be anything substantial. I think we'll see something.
We're going to witness the last stand of BioWare as they try and distract us from their crippling, falling reputation. We're going to get a Dragon Age gameplay reveal and release. We're going to get a little Mass Effect, and then they'll be like, maybe.
It's cutting out.
You're completely quiet.
We're like, maybe, and then we didn't get any of that.
As soon as you went like that.
Yeah, then.
Guys, I've got a crazy revelation for you. you've been playing a BioWare game for the last 6 months.
Called Baldur's Gate 3.
I mean,
yeah.
It's called Baldur's Gate 3.
No, Corey,
Gate 3
you say that.
BioWare game.
You say that. It's better. It's better than a
better BioWare game than anything they've put out in the past.
But half of Larian Studios is from the original BioWare.
This is the new BioWare, guys. They're the new studio we gotta love now. I see, Kate, you're saying Mass Effect's turning up. Kate, Jay, you're saying both. I think because they showed that little teaser on then 7 Day, I don't think we're getting any Mass Effect at Game Awards. I think they put that out and then 7 Day. Dragon Age will be the end of at the end of
maybe
Game Awards, because that we know for sure that is coming out.
We'll get a lot for Mass Effect. No. I think we'll either get like the same teaser or an extended version of that teaser.
Yeah. They'll take the helmet off and it'll be
the game isn't coming out until 2029 apparently.
The game's probably not ever going to come out, but you know.
Can you count it as a trailer if it has literally nothing to do with the game?
I mean, it kind of did. It kind of showed the character.
How many trailers do you get that says on the bottom? Not actually
I can just say, like, oh yeah, Mass Effect is going to be there. Like, yeah, they can literally have a poster, and then that gets you that. That gets you the check mark. But the way I look at these sorts of things,
Corey's taking this competition very, very seriously.
You need gameplay, man.
Selling merch of that character on that poster on the teaser.
I really want that coat. But
I want that jacket. That jacket is cool,
it's nice, but it's so expensive.
It is, yeah.
And I'm small, so I can't pull off those jackets because they're long jackets. It look like I'm wearing my mum's coat or my dad's coat. Like, you think Star Wars Outlaws? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Do you reckon we get any more Star Wars games announced?
No.
Batman 3.
Potentially, but I'm not holding out hope.
I think we get a big showing from Xbox this year. I think we get a Hellblade 2 new trailer, gameplay, whatever, and a release date. That's my main prediction, the release date I think we get. I'm not going to predict the release date because I'll never get that right. But I think that, and I think they...
March.
Okay, if we're going to go there, I'm going to say May. I'm going to say like 20th of May, whatever.
No, Chris. Give me the day, give me the hour.
And I also think, I can't remember. I think is it Clockwork something. I can't remember what it's called now. They announced the game. I think they give me a second. Someone else throw out a prediction and I'll
yeah, sure. We're gonna get a small teaser for Grand Theft Auto 6, saying another trailer will come soon.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ooh, that
they've already said that it will be shown in December.
I don't think that's the case. You know why? Because I don't think fucking Rockstar needs the Game Awards. I think they could drop it on Twitter on the same day as the Game Awards and overshadow the complete of everything that gets announced at the Game Awards and completely destroy them. Like, I know, and they don't care. They could do that.
Like, oh, look at this little establishment Game Awards. Let's give them this.
Yeah, I think personally they don't do it because if they did that, no one would care about anything else in the Game Awards. No one would even care about the winners.
Chris, I've got. That's why they do it.
But it's an award show. I don't think Jeff would let that happen. It's an award show. You don't want to overshadow the people winning the awards.
Jeff Keighley would deny Rockstar a
Grand Theft Auto
6 reveal.
You're right.
Jeff Keighley would absolutely want to be the person behind all of that.
He would
you're right.
himself.
But I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be...
I think we might get that.
I think it's going to be after.
It won't be a proper reveal. It'll just be a teaser saying the trailer's going to come out on this date, like the 17th of December or some shit like that. That's what it'll be.
But they said early. They said early December that they're going to get a trailer.
Well, maybe they'll drop the whole thing then. Who knows?
I think afterwards.
Pokemon calendar, that is early December. Every day before the 31st is early.
My other Xbox game that I think was going to get shown was it's Clockwork Revolution. I think they'll show more of that game because that's meant to come out next year.
Is that Bioshock Revolution?
That's the one made by the people that made We Happy Few, and it looks Bioshock-ish. And I think that gets shown, and we see more of that. We don't get a release date, but we get a definite 2024 coming kind of thing.
I personally don't think there will be many games for me though.
Well, there might be one. So there's a there's a large announcement coming from Capcom.
Okay.
There's a large announcement coming from Capcom, and it's I know, yeah, and they've said it's a multi-million-dollar franchise. It's one of their big ones, basically.
Monster Hunter.
It's going to be Monster Hunter. I'm telling you now.
Exactly.
They're baiting us.
It's Monster Hunter World
think
2.
it's Resident Evil or Devil May Cry, and it's going to be Monster Hunter. But the rumour mill for Resi 9 is spinning. It's churning. And I'm hearing a lot of chatter about it. No, I'm not saying they're like, oh it's going to drop. No, I'm just saying there's a lot out there about what it's going to be about, who it's going to be about, the direction it's taking the franchise. Sure. So, but do you know what though? I feel like we are due another Devil May Cry.
Do you think it's going to turn up?
5
I would love
very good. I enjoyed 5 a lot. Yeah. I thought it was very good. So, you know, as a little treat to me personally, they could drop Devil May Cry 6. You know,
a lot of the DMC hardcores are saying Devil May Cry 5 was the best one, and they could stick with that, roll that high. I can see another DMC.
It's my favourite of the third Devil May Cry game. Is one of my favourite games ever. But the gameplay in 5, especially V's gameplay, was very, very good.
What would you do if it was like DMC 1 remake?
I kind of want them to remake. I want them to remake Devil May Cry.
DMC, like the spin-off.
1, 2, 3.
No.
Oh my god, could you imagine? They're bringing back the Dante that everyone hated. Do you know what? I have to say, I actually enjoyed that game. I don't think it deserves to carry on the story. But now that I know it's not the canon, I enjoyed the game. But we don't need that, so I don't put that into the ether.
I think the problem with DMC 2 is that it came after DMC 1, and it was so different in the gameplay. It's just like they took at the time in the PS2 generation, they took like the perfection that was DMC 1.
What Jake's talking about is like DMC.
Oh, with DMC. Okay, yeah. No.
He means what if they make a 2 of that?
They're never going back.
I completely agree with you though. If they're gonna remake the games, they have to, like, if they're gonna say, oh, we're gonna remake the originals, they need to sell 1, 2, 3 in a pack, because no one would buy 2 on its own, because 2 was a game.
They'd completely changed.
It's one of the Devil May Cry games ever made.
It is.
One of the games.
it is a game.
Sorry.
Well, what I can say,
what was your prediction? What was your Capcom prediction?
It was Resi 9.
Oh.
I reckon.
Do you know what? I could see them doing a reveal for Monster Hunter or Devil May Cry.
I was going to count that with
and
Monster
Hunter then there'd be like a splash screen saying like Resi 9 is coming. But I don't think they would turn up just to be like, we're making this game.
When did Village come out? What year did Village come out?
I genuinely think they turn up and show this is Monster Hunter World 2.
I think it'll be Monster Hunter as well.
I don't. They said it's coming out, that they got this big game coming out in the first quarter. Like, what's due? We're due another Monster Hunter. Like, it's not my type of game, but like people loved Monster Hunter World. Like, and people have been asking and clamoring for a sequel for that game.
Remember when you forced me to buy that and play it with you?
And we fought Lil Wayne several times.
But the last Monster Hunter game came out the same year as Resident Evil 8.
It's not like that was that was a Switch, like, well, not just Switch, but you know what I mean, it was different. It was the old type of Monster Hunter.
But it was made by the same team as World.
I think World 2.
Whereas Resident Evil has 2 teams. And they have the mainline Resident Evil, and then they have the remake Resident Evil.
Sure.
I think we're due a mainline Resident Evil. So if they announce it, it won't come out for like another year to 18 months.
I don't know.
The first one came out 2.5 years ago, but the Resident Evil 8 came out 2.5 years ago.
Well, I will say, Corey, is Capcom don't mess about with their Resis. Remember that time where we got Resi 2, and then a few months later we got Resi 3, and then we got Resi 8, and it was like,
that's because Resi 3 is like Control-C, Control-V, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, I feel like they don't mess about with their Resis.
And that's 2 different teams within Capcom.
Yeah,
you've got the Resi team, and you've got the remake Resi team.
And also, I'm not gonna like get into what the rumors are because I don't want to drop spoilers. But the rumors that I heard about what 9 was going to be about, basically just after 8 dropped, and the new rumors that are surfacing with a lot more details, like now, are very similar. So it could actually be like 9's gone through development. They know, they know more about what's going to happen, and they're going to be like, okay, yeah, like You heard it. The rumors were all true. Here's Resi 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they did say it was going to take the franchise in a different direction.
Oh,
and
they're
I'm
always
like,
fucking saying that though.
yeah. I
Remember
mean,
7?
the last time they did that, I absolutely did not enjoy
Yeah,
it.
but,
so
yeah,
I'm a
but
bit
Kate,
scared.
this time they're taking it in a different direction from the direction you didn't like.
I know,
So maybe
but
it's
what
a
if it
direction
gets
you
worse?
like this time.
Worse.
Yeah.
There's
I don't
hope,
know, I'm
though.
scared.
No, what I think they mean by that is they're going to take cues from Resident 2, 3, and 4 remakes.
I think we
and
go
make
back
the
to
next
third person.
The next person game will be a default third person game.
Well, you know what? You know what would be the best? Why not both?
Code Veronica remake.
Remember when they did the
Oh, okay.
snow? Also that, but that I don't think that's a pipe dream for me these days. Do you reckon we ever get? You know how like didn't they do 8 DLC and you can play it as both? First person and third person. Why don't they just go forward like that? Then everyone's happy. You know what I mean? That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Whether Capcom make sensible decisions is
they could do it. Yeah,
but Capcom don't miss these days.
I would like them to lean more back into the horror side of things, but it's probably not going to happen. What I don't want is another Resident Evil 5 situation where they just go super actiony.
Resident Evil 5 remake.
Call of Duty.
Literally,
no, we are definitely getting a Resident Evil 5 remake.
Separate ways, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gotta be.
I need to finish that.
I've bought Separate Ways.
I need to finish that. We were playing that.
Get on it, Corey. You should play it. But yeah, I agree. And I think if they remake 5 and they make some changes to it, it could be a viable entry into the series.
I've just had a thought. Corey, do you reckon it's too early for them to show Starfield DLC?
Yes, it's too early.
Too early? Really?
Yeah, it's too early for that. Yeah. I'm more than happy for them to just never touch Starfield again and make them different.
Well, we know we're getting DLC.
A little DLC.
You check it. Of course.
What if Baldur's Gate dropped like a tiny little DLC, like nothing substantial? I'm not saying like a giant expansion. But what if they
30 hours?
I mean, yeah. Like, what if they have like a little thanks for being a great player base. Here's some cosmetics and maybe some little bits and bobs.
Yeah, some Game Awards outfits.
Yeah. Everyone gets suit and trainers like Jeff.
I'd do that. If I won Game of the Year, I'd be like, new DLC drop, everyone gets a Game of the Year tuxedo. They should make, the mod that turns Gortashi's like little robe and it says juicy on the back. They should make that official.
Juicy couture, yeah, absolutely. All of them should get it. The big 3, they should all get matching tracksuits.
I'm trying to think what else could be showing, because Game Awards don't really have massive. They don't tend to get anything massive.
They don't do big releases. They don't.
I think the GTA being there is a good shout.
I don't think so though. I don't know if I feel like Rockstar are too up themselves to even.
I can see Persona 3 being.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not sure what else is left to show at that, but I can see them being there.
As the game's already out.
Persona 6? Potentially?
No.
Too early?
Too early.
I was gonna,
with how many the games they're currently working on and all the spin-offs we've got coming out.
You don't want to take the limelight off 3D and tactical.
I can see Kingdom Hearts 4 maybe.
Oh no, please don't. I'm not ready. I can't do it.
Because it's been a while. Their little mobile game to bridge the stories is coming out. Maybe.
Do you know what? I normally have the same prediction every time we do any of these things. Do you know what we're not getting? Time splitters. I'm so depressed about that. It's not fun.
I'm going to throw a wild card out there and say that we're going to get a trailer for the Night Silver. Mate, just prove it's
it just starts with
the inside is like it's dead. They've shut it's shut down. They've deleted the files, and then the other one's like, well, 2 of my mates are working on it. So it's going to make its triumphant return to whatever it was before.
All they need to do is remake Knights of the Republic and their company's
it's
reborn. Yeah, legit.
One thing we are definitely getting at the Game Awards, which they've already announced, is Xbox's release date for Baldur's Gate 3.
I've got a really accurate prediction for the Game Awards, actually. Something we are definitely going to get. Tired and disappointed.
That's usually how it goes.
How
Usually
many
it goes is
Fortnite
Chris
adverts are we gonna see? Anyone want to
Chris
throw
like
out a number?
baits us in with like, what if they show Dragon Age?
But they
And me
did
and
last
Nick are like,
time.
yeah, what if they do? What if they do?
They
And then
showed
we're
Mass
awake till
Effect.
4 o'clock in the morning
I
and we're
wasn't
really mad
wrong.
about it.
I wasn't wrong. They showed Mass Effect.
And then obviously every year they have some form of musical performance, and it's got to be the Alan Wake songs, right? It's got to be.
Everyone is screaming for it. If it's
What
not,
else
it'd
could it be?
ultimate disappointment.
Down below.
I think you get a few. I think you get that. I think you get Down
Oh,
by
do you
the
know what?
River. I think you get the
4-hour
band.
remix.
I think you get the
Me on the
band.
treadmill in the gym when it came on my phone the other day.
The band who's sung that fucking Hi-Fi Rush song, the Lonely
Black Keys.
yeah, the Lonely Boy. I think they get
the
them.
only song that you know from the whole soundtrack.
What else? It's been a big year for music. I think maybe they do a little bit of Final Fantasy 16 because normally they do like a game of the year melody, and that's not in there this year.
Medley, yeah, could be.
So they might do that separate. But yeah.
But if they did the medley, do you not think it would be like an orchestra and it would only play like score, but then they would bring
Maybe.
a band out to sing a song?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe.
So
Poets of the Fall will be there, and they'll play Herald of Darkness.
they've
Wait,
been posting a lot on their
Is Herald of,
on their
is Herald of
Facebook.
Darkness the musical one?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
They have to
the
play that one, right? They have to. And Sam Lake has to go up on the stage and do some dances.
They'll have to get Sam Lake. They'll have to get
The main Alan Wake guy.
Alan Wake himself.
So
They'll get them all up. They'll get them. The only one they won't get up is the one that plays Mr. Door because the legit actor is probably doing something else.
But Jeff Keighley
So
does have
shocked
the
when I saw
tendency.
him.
Jeff Keighley does have the
Had to get my dad
tendency
in.
to get real actors in to present awards, especially performance. So
we'll see.
you never
Give me
know.
the spooks. I knew he was in a program that my dad watched, and I had to bring my dad
I know him
in and
from
make him
Doctor
watch.
Who.
I couldn't see him like, Dad,
He's in
who is
tons
this
of
man?
Every British show on BBC or ITV he's in.
Yeah.
Got any other predictions? I
I think
think
that's
I
it,
think
because like,
potentially
nothing else is really going on.
I think potentially Fable gameplay, but
They need to do something with this Fable game because they've been teasing us with this for about 10 million
I
years.
believe that game is coming out when I'm pressing the start button on my Xbox.
Agreed.
Not a moment before.
it's not called the start button.
Well, you know what I mean.
The 3 lines. I don't know actually. I know what it's called. Though, to be
Press
fair.
any button to
Is it
start. Chris.
options? Options, is it?
Do you know what the Xbox button's called? I found this out the other day. Yeah, the main Xbox button in the middle. Do you know what it's called?
X.
AB cross Y.
The explicit.
The Nexus button.
The Nexus button.
Yeah,
Oh, the actual Xbox in
Yeah,
the middle
yeah.
button, you mean?
Oh,
the Nexus button. I found out the other day. I was like, what the fuck? Who? No
Xbox
one
logo.
knew this. Someone obviously knew it.
do you
but,
think
yeah.
we'll see any hardware?
No.
No.
What about that bloody
Maybe
X?
the
What about
skinny
that?
PlayStation.
What about that Xbox stick? Yeah, that goddamn stick that we're all talking about for ages.
The streaming one.
Yeah, did that ever
They
come?
don't
That
need
never
that
came
anymore.
out, did it?
They don't need that anymore.
No, but that was a thing that they was like making for the longest time.
There was for a while, and then I feel like they stopped it because you could just install that shit on your TV. Why do you need a stick?
Yeah.
True. I'm trying to think. There's hardware-wise, I don't think there's much they can really. Which
There won't
they
be
won't
any
have
hardware.
the Switch 2 announcement. That'd be a big get.
PlayStation VR 3.
Don't. But Switch 2 though could be a thing.
Oh my
Nah.
god, I'm going to throw out a random prediction. And
It's
this isn't,
Rockstar in
I have
it. No, Nintendo could be.
no evidence to back it up. Just, I want it. My heart desires. I want, like, the age of VR is over. Some other gimmick needs to take its place. And I want, like, Rock Band's Guitar Hero levels of stuff back. I want those
We need
kind of
to
games back.
manifest that.
I think give it
Yeah.
time, they will come back. But I think just because
Well-
Microsoft have just bought Activision, I don't think it's anytime soon.
But Rock is
I
on the
want it.
uprise again, so
I'd go for a Rock Band 5. I'd go for a Rock Band 5.
I'm going to throw one out there as well, just in case it happens. Jet Set Radio remake.
Oh my god, I
Like,
love Jet Set Radio.
being bought back like as a new game. Because
What was that game that just came out? That was Jet Set Radio, but it's not.
Cyberpunk.
It's like a spook.
Cyberpunk something.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Kate, you'd like that.
Steampunk Cyberpunk or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see any Lego games, but if we do, it'll be
Bomb Rush.
Lego Batman or Lego Marvel.
Yeah.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Yeah.
There's like random.
I want it to be
Game
Marvel
it's
groups, I
difficult
don't
with
really
Game
care about
Awards.
Batman.
What
Or
if it's the Batman?
Then okay.
Then I care.
I'd play the Batman game. That film was sick.
Yeah.
I'd play like an
absolutely
investigation game.
I would play it in Lego form. I'd play anything to do with that movie. That movie it slapped.
What's a game that you don't think will ever get announced, but you really want?
Half-Life 3.
Well, we know what
You can't
mine's
say
going
Time
to be.
Splitters, Chris.
Fuck, we already know that's going to be the answer.
Such a hard question.
That I really want.
Mhm.
And it can't be Time Splitters, because we know.
Yeah.
That's the easy answer for me, though. I don't know. Kate, you got any ideas?
Oh, Final Fantasy VIII remake.
Okay, I got another one.
It's never going to get announced because everyone hates it, but
Crash Bash remake. Never happening.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
No, we're not now.
But we're
you
running.
can't Uber if you're never very good.
We're running at 2 hours and 7 minutes now. So should we end it there?
Can you free us, Chris?
Oh, guys, it's game over.
So that's all our predictions. Let us know your predictions in the chat and what you think will be game of the year, what you think will be shown, stuff like that. Whether you agree or disagree with us, and whether Armored Core is a Souls-like game or not. And leave a like and subscribe and all that jazz. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Oh my God, Chris, I've got another prediction before we go.
One more.
I predict a riot.